last time. It's a good place to take a seat. Let you know I'm out here to do a video response for Live for Wild. I'm out on not necessarily my favorite trail, but we live about 2.5 hours from the mountains, depending on traffic. And this is about 45 minutes from me, and no traffic usually to get here. And it has that mountain feel. You get the waterfalls, you get the rocks, and you know, a little bit of uphill and downhill. It gives that mountain feel. Nowhere near as tough as being on like the AT or something like that. But I really love the fact that you can come out here real quick, in and out, get a couple miles in, or you could come out here, camp, and basically get 18 to 22 miles out here, depending on which route of the trails you take. If you're interested more of a detailed video of this trail, you can check out my last family hike. And I took basically, you can take the 2 to 4 mile hike around this end of the trail when you cross the main road to get back out onto this trail. And I'm basically just taking the orange trail and sometimes a little bit of the red trail. But it's a very good trail. And I'm also out here, the last time we were out here with the family, there was glass everywhere down at one of the falls. So I basically said, next time I come out here, I'm gonna bring something that I can pack glass out with. So I brought a Lay's chip plastic container, and you'll see that later on in the video. So I figured that'd be real good because it won't get punctured when I throw the glass in there. So hope you enjoy. Hope you learned something. I'm also gonna be sharing one of my favorite trail meals out on the trail for either lunch or dinner. Couldn't have picked a better day to come out here and get this done. Got through with some stuff a little early, able to get out here. Turned out to be a pretty day, nice and warm but not too warm. Stream's definitely a little low. So for those of you who come along with me and the family on our last hike, you can see that the trail maintenance has come up and cleared all this out for us. So as you hear the kids screaming in the background, I'm always listening for noise. Usually when there's not a lot of people out here, it's real nice because when you hear a noise, it's probably going to be a deer running off through the woods. So I really enjoy seeing the deer out here. They're plentiful. There's no hunting in this area, so they don't get thinned out too much. And it's a real good thing about the trail also. You get to experience the nature. I grew up on about 240 acres, and I really love just hiking in the woods. It's what got me thinking, what could I do with my son that I really enjoy. We do some fishing together, and he's just now getting old enough to where he can really start bass fishing with me. So, you know, I got to thinking, what can we do other than that before he gets too old and not want to hang out with his old dad. You know, I figured me and him would come out here and get to know each other, have some laughs. Maybe I can teach him something and give him some memories, something he can remember me by. You know, something he can pass down to the children. At least that's my hopes anyway. So we're coming up on another fall. This is basically not, this was a mill, from what I understand. I'm not quite sure of the history on it, but this is an old mill where they took a waterfall and created energy out of it. And there's a lot of them around here in Georgia that we have. It's some ruins. You get to really enjoy them. Hadn't had much rain, so all the falls are a little low at this particular moment. Still really worth coming out here. Alright folks, time for my favorite food on the trail. Wait a minute. No, I don't bring Lay's potato chips in the backcountry with me. However, these would be great because it's the plastic and you could shove them right down in your pouch of your water bottle. And they don't weigh a whole lot. But I've never brought them. I bought this Lay's potato chip thing. Pick up some of this glass here. This stuff is just everywhere. It's unbelievable. It's ridiculous how much people disrespect something that we are allowed to enjoy, and they come out here and just trash it. It's just a time slang, shame. Tell you what, somebody has come out here and gotten a good bit of this. that makes me happy. Maybe there's a big crew that come in here to do the trail maintenance, with trimming up the trees and stuff. They also pick up a lot of trash. So, like I said, they do a great job at maintaining this. But there's still a good bit out here, so we'll see what all we can pick up. You know, one person does a little and another person does another little bit. Before you know it, you're gonna have it all picked up. So. This everywhere, so I'll be back with you when I get done. That feels a whole lot better. My favorite meal on the trail is not just ramen noodles, it's the creamy chicken. It's gotten to where it's harder to find at every store. Walmart normally carries it, and Publix normally are the only ones that carry the creamy chicken. If you know any other place, please let me know, because I normally like to crunch it up at home. That way I know if the bag's not going to get popped open while I'm carrying it, or when I get to camp and I want to smash it up. You know, it pops open, flies out everywhere. I don't know if anybody else has trouble with that, but I always like it allows it to mold just a little bit better. And I'm gonna crunch it up anyway, so I just do it beforehand. So what I typically do is I'll bring this little cut with me. I'll stick it in here and pour my water in the bag and let it hydrate in there. Now, a lot of people are not aware that you can bring cheese out on the trail. It's not harmful. Kroger sells two types. They sell a cheddar cheese already pre-packaged. I think they're 39 cents a slice. And you can buy 2 or 3 slices, or you can buy the chunk. It's a little bit cheaper if you buy the block itself. Cut your own slices and wrap it in aluminum foil. I always just cut me a chunk, wrap it in aluminum foil, it's good to go. So what we've got here is the BRS titanium stove. This little thing works fantastic. So I've got to go filter some water. Try to keep everything in my stuff sack. I always put my stuff sack on with the lid at the bottom, so when I pull my cup out, everything just falls into my stuff sack. Always keeps me from losing my striker and ladder. And as I wait for that to boil, I'll go ahead and pop this open. One of the reasons that I go ahead and smash this up before we come out on the trail is because I don't want a hole in it, because I actually cook within this bag. When you get done, you throw the bag away and there's no mess to clean up. If I was going to be putting a meat stick in, I would be already chopping this up, throwing it in there as well with the cheese. Okay, this little thing really boils water pretty quick. Not quite like a jet boil, but you can get on up there and really crank it. Get that water boiling quickly so you get back on the trail. I normally like to conserve fuel as much as I can, so I'm normally at least halfway. You can see my pot's shaking, got smoke going. We've got ourselves a rolling boil. I'll go ahead and put the cheese in there. I always pull it just as it gets to the top of the noodles. And when it gets to the top, I stop. I never want too much water in these. I don't like the soup. I like the creamy, macky cheese filling. Even if I'm not putting cheese in it, I'm the same way with it, this creamy chicken. And what I'll do is I'll let these noodles soak. And then when there's just a little bit of water left in it, I'll throw my package in there, my creamy chicken package in there. I normally boil 300 milliliters for my coffee. And I put, normally, honestly, about 500 milliliters total. I'll fill up 500 milliliters and 300 for my coffee, and the rest would go in for my noodles. Not having coffee out on the trail this evening though. I'm not having coffee out on the trail though because I packed in some trusty old Powerade. Great thing about this system, I can go ahead and pack it up while that's soaking. Everything's already cooled down. Not only does bandana serve as a towel to help clean up It also serves to keep your, if there's, you know, I just got through, I don't have time to really wipe this out and get 100% of the water out. And if this sits on the bottom, it can get a little bit of rust in your titanium pot. Trust me, I know, I've already done it. And I had this, I just threw it on top. I tell you what, to be so cheap, it's a pretty good meal. You put the cheese in there, readily easy to find. You know, it doesn't have to be the creamy chicken, because I do like the other flavors. Creamy chicken just kind of has a, when I was younger, which I didn't eat a lot of ramen noodles, but when I was younger, when I discovered, I was probably about 23, 24, somewhere in there, maybe a little older, not quite sure. Might have been more like 26 when I discovered these. I'm a big fan of Mongolian beef. Man, you put a little bit of sugar in here, even though it's not beef flavored, it has a Mongolian beef taste. So there's so many things you can do, mix and match up your flavors with the same, basically same thing. Dropped a little on my leg. Come get me, bears. Mix that up real good. Nice and creamy. Not a whole lot of water, if any. It's at the bottom. I'll take this and I'll take my bag. So I'll take my bag, fold it down, I'll take it on its seam, rip it, fold it down, and you got a good cheesy meal. Just look at all that. Good cheese. Real cheese. None of that junk in it like the string cheese has. Cheddar cheese will hold up out in the bush. So you can't pack in Gatorade for 4 or 5 days, but they do sell the little packages. Dollar Tree, you can pick up the little Crystal Light type packages, but they're Wagner's Light or something like that. Lemon tea, lemon iced tea, Hawaiian punch. Makes for something a little bit different than drinking water. You get kind of, I love water. It's pretty much all I drink every day, all day long. But you got to mix it up a little bit on the trail. Keep that morale up. I tell you what, really enjoyed this collaboration that Live for Wild put together with sending out the hiker box. Really enjoyed it, and for whoever wins the drawing for that, congratulations to you. This is my view where I have my lunch. I tell you, I have to scoop. That's why I like the spoon. And that comes in handy for cutting up that meat stick. If you want to throw some meat sticks in here. So cheesy, so good. No mess, all gone. Just a little bit of water left in there, and then nice and clean. Ready to go back in my cook set. Here's a quick tip from the falls for all you hiking freaks. Once you get done with your Sawyer and you're shaking it, go ahead and pop that top. Take a good sip and suck the rest of that water out of there. That way, when you put it in your pocket or back in your bag, you won't get water all over you. Hope you enjoyed this tip from the falls. Folks, I've got a storm rolling in here real quick. Light. We've got to get moving pretty quickly. Hey, just so you know, never been on this side of the trail before. We do got the rain coming, but there's a can for trash. But I do recommend you go ahead and hike your own trash out. It's not a lot for just a little day hike like this. Where'd the sun go? Let's roll. I may need to throw my rain gear on. It's worse than I thought it was going to be. Let me get into the thickens of the forest. I got my hammock stored up in a nice dry bag, well, trash compactor bag. see you in a little bit. Woo! That storm popped up out of the middle of nowhere, folks. Didn't expect it. That's what I get, I guess, for not checking my electronics, huh? Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Yeah, come on. They've got a nature center. It's not really part of Chattahoochee Hills. Kind of its own entity, I guess. Like I said, all the trails are well marked. Because to be honest with you, never hiked on this side before. It's the first for me. I think they come through here with a bush hog or something. Roots. Gotta get that. Tell you what, this rain come rolling in, and it's just a glorious day. Cooled it down. I'm glad when it kind of slacks off a little bit, I can take the raincoat off, so I won't be in a sweat box. But it'll be nice and cool. Get the rest of this hike done, if it slacks up. But if not, it's a wonderful day to be out in the woods. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. Get out and explore. Yes, I am. Oh, what a glorious day. What a glorious day. I've absolutely enjoyed this trip. Wish I could get out more. Wish my family could come out more and enjoy these awesome views. Hey, I don't like filming that way. Wish my family could get out here and enjoy these views. I mean, it is just... if they've not seen this view yet, pretty nice. Another nice little spot to have a lunch. You let the kids come out, play a little bit while you're cooking lunch. Fun times, no doubt about it. Yeah, I would say the bad thing about easy, accessible trails. Non-true hikers. Yummy. Oh yeah. Trash time. Good to have grips. And then I slipped. Good to have them Goodyear grips coming on this wet rock like this. Yep, the trail has become a river. There's still thunder, but we had sun. Okay, I think this is a good time to get this off. Rain has just dewed, and the sun is coming out. Wonderful, wonderful. That feels awesome. $9 coat on Amazon. I'll throw the link up. It's only a quarter zip, so the only thing I don't like about it is you can't zip halfway to vent. And you know, with these raincoats, I mean, I almost feel like I was in the rain. So sometimes, you know, raincoats, I don't know, do they help? Please give me a comment. Okay, get this back on. I'm gonna leave the pack cover on my backpack because I'm not gonna check the electronics to see if we've got any pop-ups or not. Doesn't really matter much to me. And I don't want to waste a battery. I'm filming with my phone, so I just prefer to just hike unknowingly. Why not? I'm already halfway soaked anyway, so it doesn't matter if rain comes in.